me?
No, I'm recording this shit. They need to know.
You really gonna record me?
No, they need to know. I done flew her all the way out to LA. She give me no cheeks. We been FaceTiming. Come on, we been FaceTiming every day.
I don't give a fuck.
No, we been FaceTiming every day.
Are you really taking me all the way back to the airport? You really taking me back to the airport?
You on the phone? Yes, you going to the fucking airport. Yes, you going to the airport.
And you taking me back to the airport because of what? Tell me why.
You didn't give me no cheeks.
I'm not fucking obligated to give you no what?
I flew you out.
What are you talking about? Nigga, you were lame as fuck. No, you're lame as fuck.
No, rib, titties out and stuff like that. Taking showers in my shower.
It's my body. What you talking about?
I don't care. You can't.
I don't have to give you my coochie. Are you okay?
No.
I don't have to give you my coochie.
Laying in my bed? No. You about to get dropped off at the airport.
Oh, I don't even know why the fuck I came here.
Guys, I hope everybody's having a good Sunday. So I wanted to come on and talk about something that I've been seeing on social media, period, but definitely on TikTok. There's quite a few videos up, and I'm not real sure who exactly is posting the videos. I think that sometimes people could be posting from somebody else's account, because a lot of times when you go to the page, it's not the actual woman that you see in the video. So I don't know. But there is quite a few videos getting posted of what you see in this, in the two clips that I just showed you. And then there's the whole scene where the guy is taking the girl to dinner, and then telling her that if she don't go home with him, I'll word it that way. It's probably better for me to word it that way. If she don't go home with him, then she has to pay for her own food. Now, see, this is the thing when people start talking about this traditional stuff, but then they don't want to keep up all of their traditional values, right? And all of the traditions that we have followed in the past, because it's always been, if a man asks you out, he is expected to pay for the date. Right now, if I'm not saying that men always have to pay for dates, I feel like the ones who really don't have it, and the woman is truly interested in you, there is no reason why you shouldn't be able to speak up and say, look, I don't have it. Can you go have? Can you at least pay for yourself? Or whatever the situation is, right? The person is either going to go out with you or they're not. It is what it is, because if they find out and see that you don't have what they need you to have, they're not going to talk to you anyway. So you might as well just tell the truth. Right? You guys get what I'm saying? Let me know in the comments. And let me know in the comments if this has happened to you. Because like I said, within the last few months, I've been seeing this setup quite a few times, especially on TikTok. And I'm kind of trying to figure out what is this about. And I feel like people, if you're trying to say you're not into the traditional way of dating, then you should speak and say that up front. Right? Because I think a lot of these young women probably have been raised a certain way and to believe that men should pay for dates. Now, I mean, that's up for debate because people are different today. So it is what it is, but that's something that people should discuss before they do stuff. Because personally, I think the guys making girls fly all the way somewhere outside of the state where they live is predatory. I find it to be predatory. And you soliciting a woman in that way is prostitution. Like, people really could make a thing out of these videos. To me, that's what I think. Because number one, you should be informing these girls what you want from them when you invite them wherever, right? I doubt highly these women have invited themselves to wherever, right? And then my thing, because see, I was never, and I'm not that person. I'm not that I need to get out here and tell people somebody was flying me somewhere. First of all, and this has always been the reason why, because of stuff like this. Because people will get you places and then they will try to leverage the fact that you're there. You're away from people who know you. You're away from, whatever securities you may feel if you are there at home. Other men that you can call or whatever, right? They feel that they can then use that against you to try to pressure you into stuff like that. And it's really pathetic. Like, there's nothing cute about whoever is posting these videos. It's not cute. It's not cute. Maybe the women are trying to put the guys on blast, but then you never really see the guy, you only see the women. And then I almost feel like maybe these guys are posting
costume
this
party.
themselves. Like I said, it really falls under predator.
Yes, there's a lot of
And you guys can let me know what you
but
think in the
I
comments.
guarantee you will
But
have a
if you get what I'm saying, because first of all, you should be explaining to these women what you want from them. And a lot of these people are meeting online, so you don't even know this girl. So you should not be expecting anything from her. She's trying to fill you out, get to know you, and you should have the same mindset. You should not expect any more than that. No one has to come anywhere and bust it down because you bought a plane ticket. And then you also have the option of asking these women if they could buy their own ticket as well. And so it's that part too. You could do all of that before you get someone somewhere, right? But I think they are hoping that they are flying someone out who really don't have the means to get themselves back, so they can, use that whole thing about buying their ticket back against them, which is sad and pathetic. And like I said, they're doing the dinner thing too, but then they out here talking all this, women are acting like men, or they trying to blow up a little small statement that TD Jakes made that was taken out of context. But then look at the stuff they do, right? This is not manly. This is not the big man. Okay, this is not the big man. This is not the man that women, would even want to share themselves with. And why would they want to share themselves with somebody who's talking like this anyway? Like, this would be a turnoff from jump. And you bringing it up in a way that you're trying to say, well, you can't get back home if you don't do it, right? So yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah, if women have become masculine, men have certainly become feminine, right? Because it's, the whole throwing the tantrum over somebody not sleeping with you, like the guy at the airport is like, what? Let me know what you guys think about this conversation in the comments, and if you get what I'm saying. And have you, like I said, have you witnessed anything like this, or been through it, I should say? Have you been through what these guys are doing? And the whole thing about dinner as well, I feel like you can say that up front, right? Because I think some women, they would not have a problem with paying for their own meal. But if that's what your expectation, you should say that, because the traditional way in which people go out on dates, the person that asks is the person that pays. Right? Is that not true? Is that not the way that would normally go? Like, if a man asks you out, he's going to pick up the check. And then some men, even if you ask them, they're still going to pay, because that's just what they believe. And so I don't know. I guess, like I said, you really have to be careful doing things like that and allowing people to invite you places, because I'm sure all these guys are super nice when they're inviting these women on these trips, right? And then they get you there and it's a whole nother person. And so you do have to be careful with allowing people to sweet talk you, if you will, into things, and just always have the money to get yourself back. Do the research, see how much it would cost for the flight back in case you do have to have that. Make sure you have it before you go. I don't know. What do you guys think about stuff like this? And let me know in the comments if this has happened to you. How do you feel about what I'm saying? Because that is the traditional, normal way that dates would go. Like, the whole idea that some man is talking to somebody like that at the IHOP, child, is just beyond is beyond me. Or at the Outback Steakhouse, because I think one of those guys, he had her at a Sizzler or Outback or something. It's just like, what? I cannot. I know you're not trying to talk to me stupid over a $20 dinner, child. Like, no, I just can't. But you guys get what I'm saying. Like, it's not it. It's just not it. You have to be careful who you're wasting your time with. And that's a part of it as well. Because you do, I guess women, since we're so manly, we just have to start saying things up front ourselves as well. And that's probably another part of it. Like, do you have the money for both of our meal, or we're going to have some issues? Just kind of letting them know that you know the type of nonsense that's out here, and that you're not interested in being a part of that. That's what I say. And then some of these people could be doing this for TikTok, right? People are creating scenarios and uploading them. So I don't know if that's what it is or not. Who knows? But let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
I don't find it funny how you assign all the blame to the man. All right, I don't find that humorous at all. Well, not I don't. I don't think it's I don't think you're acting like an adult. Okay, I think you're infantilized or whatnot. I think you have antiquated, self-worth issues. That you cater to fit the need and shit, so that you don't have to cross your, the other women that feel as you do. Whatnot. I think you're highly hypocritical in this video, or whatnot. And I don't think any woman should be talking about what's masculine and what's not masculine in a man. It's their perception and shit of what masculinity is, but they don't know and they never can know. If you were born a woman genetically, and that's, you don't have to share if you're actually a trans woman. You don't have to share that with the audience, my audience anyway, my limited audience. Unless you were born a man, you can have no idea what masculinity is and whatnot. And that's why women spend so much time attacking what they believe it is and whatnot. And that's part of that is humongous penis envy and shit. You assign no blame whatsoever to another adult person in a situation that, involves two chronologically adult people and shit, okay? You question a guy's masculinity, their motives, and you insinuate that they're predators and they should, be subject to legal repercussions for their behavior and shit, but you don't assess blame to the other party, all right? Because it doesn't suit your needs and because you have a myopic, gender-based view of the world. This is why our community is in the shambles. This is why it's in the uproar and whatnot. There's no standards, and I find you highly hypocritical because you call your shit the godly channel. I wasn't intending to make a commentary directed at you, but I wanted the clip itself. I wanted the clips inside your video, embedded in your video, but I decided to make a response video because I watched and listened. I listened to the whole thing, hoping that, you would, shore this up, at some point, but you never did. You never assess blame to these women and shit that are traveling and shit. And in the last couple year or two, a lot of women have been murdered doing what these women have done, just traveling, you treat them like infants. You disrespect these 304s, these genetic females, I assume. You disrespect them by thinking that by insinuating, through your, lack of commentary. You did not mention that when you get a plane ticket or reservation online or a physical ticket and shit, you can ask at the desk when you're getting ready to fly out if it's a round trip ticket. You can ask that, These women knew they were taking a one-way ticket to wherever they were going and shit, right? And when they got there, they were intent on getting a free vacation with nothing in return. What, do you have a daughter? Have you ever gone anywhere just blindly on a one-way ticket to meet a person you didn't know? That sounds a lot like a prostitute's behavior. Okay, someone that's living low to the streets. Your channel, this shit is called The Godly Way and shit. Are you serious? And you refuse to assess blame. I think you're a hypocrite. I think your channel is a sham. It's a sham channel. Just be honest about this and whatnot. Now, I don't know if this is you in the thumbnail, with your husband, because The Godly Way and shit, but he is a simp. All right? I'm sorry to insult you, but the fact that you are such a hypocritical, apparent misandrist and whatnot, that's unwilling to do the right thing vocally and assess blame where it belongs and whatnot, with the women who made the bad decision to travel to an unknown region and shit on a one-way ticket to meet someone they had never met or spoken to in person, just on FaceTime and all that. I mean, a woman can leave her contact information of where she's going with family members and friends and whatnot. But once she goes there, once she takes that one-way ticket and flies out and shit, then anything can happen, There's been a lot of women murdered. Okay, there's a lot of black women missing and shit. But you guys never make videos about any of this shit or talk about any of the issues that affect the black female community in our, down here in the ethnic quarter. I like to call it the slave quarters because of, what you guys have done to it over generations and whatnot. You degraded it and shit on so many levels. A man should be expected to pay for a date in 2022 when all I hear are black women talking about how they got their own money, they're independent, blah, 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 blah. But then on the other hand, they're fucking talking about how a guy has to be prepared to pay and give her tangibles and things that, so that she, up to her standards, her personal standards. And I gotta admit, each and every woman's standards are myriadly different, okay, varied and different, but still, ridiculous and egregious and shit in today's economy and society and shit, and the issues that we're facing in this day and age. All right? You're a hypocrite. You are a hypocrite. These women exhibited the behavior of a prostitute. They are not underage, okay? If they were, underage or mentally impaired and shit, then criminal charges should be assessed to a man that is somehow convinced a mentally incapable person and shit of flying on a one-way ticket to a location they've never been to, to meet a person and shit, that they've never met in person, that their family doesn't know, their friends don't know, their job don't know, right? She should be exposed. Well, now, these men had the right to get angry about that shit. In the video, you see, a rapper getting angry, blowing up and shit because, the woman had grifted him and shit. He made that mistake. That's a mistake he has to live with. You tell the men that they have to suck it up and shit. They have to buck up and shit. They shouldn't expect anything from a woman, but they should pay. They should pay exorbitant fees for meals and air travel and lodgings and shit, and just lump it as shit, get the, use the right hand and shit because she is not obligated. It's her body, her choice, blah, blah, blah. Are you kidding me? Man, I think you're a goddamn misandrist and shit. And, I'll take this opportunity to say that, I look at some of the shitty, what is out there, the nature of women today and shit, and especially in the black community. A lot of these fucked up, hyenas, these supposed rebels, as they like to call some of them and shit. I won't say the term I use a lot. I don't want to be that offensive, currently right now in this particular episode. I don't want to be that way. All right? But, when I look at these goddamn hyenas and all these fucked up women doing this retarded ass shit, traveling all over and everything, to be quite honest with you, I think this shitty country that's in this decline and shit, that's in this decline because of selfishness, because of mindsets that match your own, I think that they should legalize prostitution. All right, just in certain states, like California and Nevada, or some shit on the new, Atlantic, over there in New Jersey or some shit, New York. I think they should legalize prostitution. All right, and therefore they be able to regulate it and tax it and shit, and add it to the country's economy and shit. They would never do this because the country is a hypocrite. All these puritanical, values and shit. That don't mean a goddamn thing. It's a fucking lie. It's a social construct and shit. Like they get to attack gender norms. They get to attack the family construct and shit. They get to attack religion. But they don't see what's right in front of our face. Feminism and, a bunch of other crap has, just thrown things into disarray. And it's not coming back. Right? Well, I think they should. I want to be optimistic. This is the most optimistic I can be listening to the rhetoric of a lot of these women on social media and across the diaspora and just seeing what goes on. All the missing women, all the bullshit, At some point, these females made a fateful decision. They made a fateful decision. Some of them came out at the other end of the tunnel. A lot of them, we don't know where they are. You guys never make videos about that. And if you do, you assign the blame to us. Black men. Black men. You signed it. And that's why, I just call it the Mercedes Moore paradox, okay? It's a sword of Damocles and whatnot. There's no clear solution, but I posit one that they should legalize prostitution. On two hemispheres the two ends of our country. All right, so people can just go there and get the shit, or go there and other shit. And I think they should regulate it. I think these women should actually have to register to be sex workers, and that they should have regular checkups to see what their STI status is, what the health levels are. And I think they should tax it. Should tax your pussy, because you guys always talking about your pussy, and that's what you bring to the table, and that's worth all like a guy's fucking everything he has, his assets, his fucking savings, he leveraged that pussy to be on his life insurance and his health plans and shit, and he has to work over 8 hours, 8 to 9 hours, probably multiple jobs to make the dollar amount that you deem your pussy is worth and shit. And for what? So they can hurry up and die, and you can enjoy his, what's left. You can pick over it and shit like harpies, like vultures and shit, like, carry on, It's a goddamn shame. And I won't co-sign it and whatnot. All these fucking bitches that when got flued out on a one-way ticket and shit, and didn't have the common sense to look at the ticket and see that it was one way, they deserve what they get. Okay? They deserve it. Alright? If you're too stupid to look at your own fucking ticket or check your itinerary and not see that there's a return flight on there, you're a fucking idiot, okay? And not secure that. You check the itinerary. All you do is go online. If it's a digital ticket, you can look, if it's a paperless ticket, you can look it up to see if there's a return flight. You can see if your name is listed on there or the guy's name is listed on there. Don't fuck around, I want to end this commentary because I'm about to start cursing your ass out. And I want to respect the godly way and shit, you fucking hypocrite.